I spent months watching YouTube videos, buying courses, comparing telemetry, and I was still stuck under 2K iRating. I would practice more, get marginally faster, and still lose time in the same places on the track. I felt like I was doing everything right, and yet nothing was actually changing. Then, 5 weeks later, 1,000 iRating up, and I'm currently sitting at my personal best. And if you are stuck doing all the right things, watching, practicing, this video might explain why your iRating is not moving up. There is a difference between knowing the concepts and actually executing them right, between what you are currently doing and what you think you are doing. And this is not a speed problem, this is not a knowledge problem, this is a thinking problem. And that's exactly where I was at a few weeks back. So I spent several months watching all types of YouTube videos from all those channels that everybody knows, and people just go there to learn and be better. What I realized is, just like doing YouTube University, you learn a lot of concepts, but it's very hard to put them together. And that's why I started buying courses. And the courses, they put everything together under one system. And then the next natural step was starting to use Track Titan or VRS to compare my fastest lap with the aliens' fastest laps and try to see where I was losing time. And all of those things helped me. I actually got faster by doing that. But then I hit a plateau. I got to a point that I would look at all those things and I would look at my pace and I still wouldn't be able to pinpoint what was actually going wrong with me. And that's when I hired a coach. They're trying to see what you're doing and what you think you're doing and help bridging the gap between those two things. So it stops being general advice. It stops being like, hey, here's the concept. This is the right way of doing it. And it becomes, hey, here's what I am doing and here's what you are doing. And this is exactly where the gap sits right now. This is what you need to change. And during my current journey with my coach, there were 3 things that he helped unlock so far. The first one are braking patterns. So before, I thought there was only one right way of braking, which was you pick the brakes and then you trail brake as you're turning into the corner, and once you get to the apex, you release the brakes and you go on the throttle. And I learned with my coach that there are actually other types of braking behavior that you might want to have. So beyond the pick and trail brake, also have things like pick, hold, and release. You have brake, squeeze, hold, and release. And you actually have to choose what you're going to do with your brakes depending on the type of corner you have ahead of you. So in the past, I would see every single corner as the same, just like different brake pressures. Now, learning the different patterns of braking behavior have actually helped me unlock more pace. Because now, whenever I'm trying one corner and it's not going the way I want it, I then have something else to try. Now I have this different framing in my brain that I can apply to every single corner. The other thing that I learned in this cycle is braking efficiency. So when I used to watch those YouTube videos with the fastest lap around this track with this car, I would just go there, watch it and see what they're doing. And I would try to replicate it, but I did it in a lazy way because I got the concept, I went to the track and I tried to replicate it. And now I learned that every single percentage point in your braking pressure matters. It's not like if you're braking at 60% and the reference like 45%, there is a huge difference in how the car is going to behave around that corner, and it might slow down too much, you might get super slow too early and it's just going to cost you speed. Or if you're doing the other way around, that might explain why you are understeering a lot and then you have to go super late on the brakes and then you have a very bad exit. So you think you're doing the right thing, but you're actually doing the wrong thing. And that's truly because you're a few percentage points off or what the reference is. And the third thing, and it's no longer on the brake side, it's on the throttle side, is what used to happen to me was I would go on the gas 0 to 80%, 0 to 90%, and then hold for a long time until I could finally go to 100%. And that happened because my car was going the wrong direction. So if I went full throttle, the car would just go away off the track. I thought I was right because of course I saw in a video and I probably misinterpreted what they were trying to say. But then my coach pointed out, and more, he pointed out that I'm doing that because the car is understeering. So that was kind of my aha moment with the throttle. I saw I was doing this, but I didn't realize it during the race. I was just doing and trying to feel whenever the car was ready to go to 100%, but actually my car was understeering. And there's also a bonus thing that I learned that I won't say the 3 things the coach unlocked because those are behaviors that they transfer and translate to other cars as well. And this one is quite specific to the car. But I learned from the coach that the M2s, they basically hate the second gear. So what happens when you go to second gear, as soon as you go to third gear, the rear of the car gets a little bit snappy and it's hard to control. So it induces a lot of oversteering, and a lot of times you're going to see people spinning and crashing because of that. So I had to get used to going around a corner and exiting on third gear. When I changed my behavior around the second gear in them too, and now I think I just used in 1 or 2 corners in the entire season, I felt I was exiting slower. But then I realized that comparing times, I was actually faster. I also learned from the coach that that was because now the car is more stable. In the second gear, because the revs are so high, you feel you're going super fast and you're having a very clean exit, but you're fighting against the car. And that was like a bonus tip that I got from him that also helped me a lot. And I layered all these things on top of the ABS learning that I had in my very first session with him. And these are the things that are helping me unlock more pace. So the problem wasn't exactly just my technique. The problem was also that I just had one tool in my toolbox. And for a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And I was just trying to approach every single corner the same way. Now, my iRating has been trending up over the past several weeks. I just hit my personal best. I just crossed over the 3K iRating and got to that top 3% of drivers, which made me super happy. But more important than iRating, my pace is getting better. When I started my lessons, I was always between 2 and 3% of a reference lap. And then with these learnings and changing the behavior on track, I am consistently now within 1% of my coach's time, and my goal for this season is to be within 0.5%. That means if he does a 1 minute and 40 seconds lap time, I'll do 140.5. And by getting there, I'll take another step towards my goal of the year, which is hitting 4K before December 31st. Now, I want to know from you, what is your current ceiling? And have you been able to figure out what is actually holding you back? And if this toolbox framing clicked for you, hit the like button and make sure this video gets in front of other drivers who might be going through the same issue as you are right now, as I was just a few weeks back. I'll see you in the next one.